Hello, hello, hello. How are you all, everybody? So, this is very strange. We've never done this type of webinar before. Last time we done this, we done it on Zoom. This time, I cannot see you guys. I can see how many of you are watching. If you're watching over on Facebook in the Facebook group, do say hello. Let us know. Now, you might need to give StreamYard your permission for you to comment. So if you're trying to comment, then that's perhaps the reason why it's not letting you. But I can see your comments here. We have got Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. We've got Roxanne. Hello, Roxanne. Nice to see you too. Susan. Jen Swan. Hello, Jen. Keep commenting away, guys. Let us know you're there. Yvonne Walker, hello. Facebook user, hello. And you can also comment on YouTube as well if you're watching on YouTube. So we've got Wendy there. Wendy's watching on YouTube. Hello, Wendy. Lovely to see you. We always like as well a wee bit of love on the screen. So, you know, obviously if you're watching, throw up some love. We're just waiting a few more minutes because we've got some more people joining us. I think we've got 45 people meant to be joining us tonight. So just wait a couple of minutes just for everybody to start joining. Everybody will be getting notified that we are live. Roxanne, thank you for the green love. Jennifer, you can't see us.
Yes, mine, I've got a black screen as well.
That's interesting.
I'm just changing.
I'm back.
I was wondering whether it was my internet connection, like too much was going on. So, no, I can't see either.
So everybody can see me, but they cannot hear me.
No, they can hear you, they can't see you. Yep, everyone's got a black screen. Okay, tech problem, we'll solve that. Right, okay. It's obviously in settings. If you go to settings, camera, show advanced options. Okay, that's not. Let's see. No, okay, go to, if you go back to general. Okay, I don't know, if you come out of that, maybe it's something.
Yeah, see me now?
Yes, we can see you. Oh, they've seen me for a minute as well.
Phew.
They can see me.
Thank the Lord.
Okay.
Yay. How frustrating is that, the way, you know, like we set it all up, we spent loads of time setting it up, and then we come live and nobody can see us. However, now you're able to see us and all is well in the world. Good. Yep, seeing all your comments now, just letting us know that you're here, that you can see us. And Facebook user, if anybody's commenting and they haven't given permission, it will just say Facebook user. Gina didn't do anything, Jennifer.
I did.
No, you did not. You came over and... Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Throw my tarot cards at you.
It was all me.
You see what I have to put up with?
So, we are here today and we'll just get it started, yeah? Check YouTube as well. Gina's just checking that. Gina's the technical support in the background.
I do nothing. Wendy Bailey says hi on YouTube.
Gina's in the huff as well.
Yeah.
She's not really.
Wendy Bailey says hi on YouTube.
Hi, Wendy Bailey. Hello, Sharon McDonald as well over on YouTube. I'm not seeing Wendy Bailey's comment.
Okay.
So, we are here today to talk about the mystical tarot. And my tarot cards, they are a a lot smaller than most normal tarot decks. The reason being is because I prefer the smaller decks to work with. Only because when we're at the tables in the shop, it's much easier to use the smaller decks of cards. So we are talking about the tarot, all 78 cards in the tarot. And the first thing that we want to speak about is what are the problems that you guys already have with the tarot? Because tarot cards can be a wee bit problematic when we first start using them, can't they? How many of you have got a set of tarot cards? And use the comment section as well to let us know what are your common problems with tarot? What are the stumbling blocks with tarot? Because what we find, hello Campbell, what we find is that when people are learning the tarot, that there's way too much information. It can sometimes be really overwhelming. Certainly when I first started using tarot cards about 22, 23 years ago, it's like, oh my God, there's just so much to learn. Liz, I have sometimes I can't make it out. Hello, Louise. The court cards are harder to place in a reading, Jennifer. Jen Swan, I'm only just starting, so haven't had any stumbling blocks yet, though I agree about the info being overwhelming. Absolutely. There's so many of them. Yep. All common problems. One second. There are so many of them. Beginners, so many cards, connecting with the cards. Yeah, so lots and lots and lots of similar. I normally use oracle cards. Roxanne's saying there, normally use oracle cards to go with intuition with the tarot. I tend to do that as it's trying to remember and know that tarot meaning. And, you know, that's a really good way of working, I guess. However, it can be, you know, like, so if you're sitting with someone and they're really accomplished with the tarot and they know the meanings of the tarot and you're going with your gut instinct, you know, they could potentially question, well, I actually know what that tarot card means, you know. So that could be potentially problematic. I'm just laughing at Gina. She's in the background here taking pictures. Harder to understand the tarot. Oracle cards are much easier to understand. So you will agree, that's Jennifer saying that, you'll agree there that all of you kind of have that stumbling block when it comes to trying to understand the tarot. And the way that I teach the tarot, is there anybody here who's done our tarot classes before? Because there may be a few of you here. You guys will all be able to verify that the way that we teach the tarot, it makes it much more simple. Yep, absolutely. It's all about context as well. You're absolutely right, Jennifer. It's all about context as well within the spread that you're doing. Who is me, Facebook user? Who are you? Cooey! We don't know who you are. You might need to give StreamYard your permission, or just tell
Susie.
us. Oh, is it Susie? Perfect. Okay, that's Susie. Yeah. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to break it down for you just to make it a wee bit easier to understand. So in the tarot deck, you have got 78 cards. 78 cards in there. And in these 78 cards, you have got 22 cards which make up the major arcana, which are all numbered 0 to 21. So the full being 0 and the other cards are 1 to 21. You've then got the other 56 cards of the tarot. Now these are made up into the 4 different suits. And you've got pentacles, you've got wands, you have got swords, and you've got cups. So we'll speak about them in a wee bit. So if you've already taken the time to separate your tarot if you are following along with your tarot cards, put those 56 cards to the side for now, because we don't need them at this present moment in time. And what we're going to do is we're going to just break it down into 3 different planes. Now, actually, in fact, I'm not even going to try and share my screen because I do have the visual for it, but I'm not going to try and share my screen just because we had that problem at the very beginning. So before we do that, I'm just going to have a wee look at Louise's comment. Once you get the tarot oracle cards, you understand and know the meaning to link to the tarot and make more significance to the reading. Thank you very much for that feedback, Louise. So the major arcana, they're split into 3 different planes. So you have got the spiritual plane, you've got the mental plane, and you have got the physical plane. So when we're looking at this, or these cards, these 22 cards, the Fool stands on its own. The Fool does not sit within any of these planes. So the Fool, I guess you could look at as kind of the Joker of the pack, because the Fool doesn't really have a place in the major or the minor. But the Fool is your journey through the tarot. The Fool represents you. So anyway, not to call you all fools, but I hope that makes sense to you. So in the practical plane, you've got cards like the Magician, the Lovers, the High Priestess, the Emperor. Any of these cards resonate with any of you? And I guess the Lovers card is the one that I want to speak about. So I'm just going to find my Lovers card. Where are we? Lovers. So yeah, you've got the High Priestess, the Magician, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Chariot. I think is there any more? No, that's it. That's them. It will be the last card. Yeah, so here we are. So the Lovers card, this is the practical plane, or the physical plane, if you like. And this is all to do with things that are going on in that person's life that, could potentially involve love or connection, but on a physical level. Yeah, on the practical plane. These are things that people have control over and they're able to do things with. Yeah. So what's your thoughts on the cards that resonate in the practical plane? Because all of these cards that you have in that practical plane, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Chariot, all of these cards are like notable, tangible changes in someone's life that are causing a physical effect on what is going on in their life. So, for instance, if I was doing a tarot reading for Roxanne Clark, and the Lovers card came up, the Magician card came up, the Chariot card came up, and the Empress card came up, what I would find with that is that it's something that's going on in Roxanne's life, that's something that's practical. It's something that there's a physical, tangible, notable change in her cards. Yeah. So I'm able to get this overview or this oversight of what's going on with her. And I know that everything here resonates around the practical plane. I'm trying not to go into the whole teaching the tarot too much. I'm like, because I don't want to confuse you. Then you have got Susie, they're about contemplation and decisions. Yeah, but decisions that are going to take an effect or have an effect on your life physically. Yeah, make sense? Then you've got the mental plane. And on the mental plane, the cards that I really wanted to really focus on with this is probably one of the biggest cards that's on the mental plane, and that's the Death card. And this card, the Death card, is one that everybody is terrified of. Most people are scared when they see the Death card. Or if you know the tarot well, you'll see the death card as, oh, that's nice because it's the end of something and we're moving into something different. However, this exists on the mental plane, the thinking part of things. So it's the death of a way of thinking. It's a train of thought. It's something that's going on within the mind. And the other cards that go with this as well are the Strength card, the Hermit card, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, Temperance, and the Hanged Man. So these are all about thinking. For instance, the Hanged Man, you've got that image of that man who's hanging from his feet, but he looks quite happy, and he's all right. He's quite happy just hanging there. But this is a mental state of being. So again, if I was looking at someone's spread, bearing in mind that the major arcana cards are the bigger life-changing things that are going on with someone. If I had, just say, for instance, the Lover's card, the Hanged Man card, and the Strength card, I would know that what the challenges are that are going on in that person's life are that they're more the thinking about things, because you want to have a good overview when you're looking at a spread. You want to have a good overview of what's going on. So it would be more of the thinking of things, because the majority of the cards are from the mental plane. But the Death card, the majority of the cards are from the mental plane, but then you have got the Lover's card there that comes in, which sits on the practical plane. So you've got the thinking and then the action that you need to take within your life to sort that out. Make sense? Yes, I am trying to keep this as simple as I possibly can, but you can see where people get overwhelmed with the tarot. Yeah. Louise, you're saying, when interpreting them, and when interpreting them, it is reading it on the level on the plane that they are on. That is not what needs to be expressed and understood, not just the image on the picture. I don't get that. I don't follow that. Do you? When interpreting them, it's not reading the plane they're on.
Is reading the card on the level of the plane that they are on. Who is? No idea.
Yeah. I think that's what Louise is trying to say.
That is what needs to be explained. All right. Yeah. That on the plane, the level of the plane that the card is on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Louise, you're on the right track. Yeah, absolutely following. So it's really important that we understand that, and we get a really good understanding of when we look at the cards that have been chosen by that particular person. Now, normally when someone shuffles a deck of 78 cards, they will get, I would say, 30 or 40% of their reading will be the major arcana. So that would be 3 or 4 cards would come out, and they would be the major arcana. The real skill in being able to read tarot cards effectively is being able to see what planes they are on, so that then you can get a really good guide of where that person's at that point in time in their life. Does that make sense? I hope it does. The next ones we want to speak about is, let's just get this bad boy out. The Devil. Yeah. So the Devil. With the Devil comes the Tower. Bom, bom, bom. Also with the Devil comes Judgment. The Star, the Moon, the World, and the Sun. So these are some of the biggest cards in the deck. Some of the biggest cards, and some of the images that you'll see right across social media, right across the internet. Oh, you got the Tower card, or oh, you got the Devil card. Ooh. Or Judgment. And people shit themselves when they see these cards. Yeah. Pardon my French, by the way. I've just said the word shit. Sorry. But people get a real fright. And it's important that they don't, and that they're able to see these cards for where they are, and that is on the spiritual plane.
Like, can I say Judgment's a bit of a weird card? They're all in naked coffins. Sky.
Yeah. Judgment, they are all in naked or all naked, standing in coffins, looking up at the sky. Yeah. So Roxanne, how do you break the cards into planes? Is it 1 to 7? Is it physical? And so on.
Is numbers 1 to 7 physical, and then like 8 and so on to fit the next ones, or the numbers of the cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So there you go. Susie's answered for me exactly that, Roxanne. Yeah. So you've answered your own question. Yeah. So it is exactly that. So 0 is the full, and then 1 right through to 7 is the practical plane, and then 8 right through to what I'm talking, and so on and so forth. So that's how they work. So when you break them down, it makes it much, much easier to understand. So all of you guys watching, I am interested. What is your thoughts on that? Let me know.
I'm terrified of the tower card.
Yeah, are you terrified of the tower card? Often, if I'm asking my tarot anything, I'm like, right, okay, should I do this? And then I'll pull out the tower. Right, okay, shuffle again. Who else does that? I don't like that answer. Let's shuffle again. And usually the tower card is the card that it should have been. And then you actually have to really think, so what does the tower card actually mean? The tower card is about things being built on shaky foundations. So perhaps it's not a good time to be able to do that thing. Really, really think about it and really break it down. Roxanne, you're still as confused as ever. But that's okay. That is okay. Once you really understand how you can break those three down into the practical, the mental, and the spiritual plane, it really does make a lot of sense. Liz, I'm not scared of them. How many should one look at? Yeah, absolutely. It just depends on the spread, yeah. Jennifer is saying that is not something I actually knew about, but it makes complete sense. Really does. I guess just understanding it, the more you understand it, the better it is. Susie, I'm not scared of any of the cards. Brilliant. Do you know, I'm not scared of them either, but I look at them and I think, wow, why have I got the devil? And why have I got the death card? And why have I got judgment? And I guess I've never actually done a reading like that before for myself. But when you're sitting with someone, can you imagine, right? Sitting with someone and they pull their cards, and the first 5 cards you pick is the devil card, the death card, the hanged man, judgment, and that person sitting there going, is this all right? And usually when you can explain that and say, actually, do you know what? This is really, really good because these cards, these exist on both the mental plane and on the spiritual plane. So what this means is it's more about your thinking. It's more about like what's going on with you spiritually. So don't think too much about that. So that is the major arcana. And honestly, I would need a 4-hour webinar to take you through all 22 cards and the meanings of them. So let me know, has that helped you to understand the major of that wee bit better? Just let me know in the comments. And then we're going to break down the cards even further. And you're going to pull out those 56 cards that you put to the side. And these are the cards which belong to the minor arcana. And in the minor arcana, I'm just going to pull a few of my minors out. And in there, you have got What are you laughing at?
You're gonna pull your minors out.
I'm going to pull my minors out, yeah.
Get them out of mine.
Come on, miners! Here you get! I've got a jam sandwich for you! Sorry. So, yeah. Then, when we look at the minor arcana cards, we have got the wands, the suit of wands. We have got the suit of pentacles. We have got the suit of swords, and we have got the suit of cups. So, did you know? I'm going to bring my microphone really close. But did you know that the certain suits represent certain suits of playing cards? Bet you didn't know that. So, for instance, the cups is represented by the hearts in playing cards. Swords is represented by diamonds in playing cards. Pentacles is represented by diamonds.
I was like,
Swords is represented by spades. I'm so sorry. Do you know I done this the other day then when we were speaking about it? I done exactly the same thing. Sorry. Pentacles is represented by diamonds, and wands is represented by clubs. Now, I want to break this down a wee bit for you, okay? So, when you're thinking about clubs, clubs, wood, wands, yeah? Pentacles, diamonds, money, swords, spades, pointy edge, and cups, love, warmth, cups. And yes, Louise, you are right. Red is for female and black is for male. But that's only in playing cards. There's so much stuff to learn. Yes, thank you, Gina. Gina's just popped them all up there so you guys can see. So with them, with these four different decks that we have, you have got, they're all split into suits. So they start at an ace and they go all the way up to the king. So with them, it's ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Jack, Queen, King.
Jack, Queen, King. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
In tarot, you have page.
Yeah, so in tarot, it's page, queen, king.
But what about the knight?
Knight, page, queen, king. Yeah.
No,
Right,
what
okay.
I mean is there's an extra couple card in tarot.
Yeah. So what Gina's trying to say there is that there's that extra card in tarot that's not in the playing cards. However, we didn't want to get too caught up on playing cards. We really want to just talk about the tarot. So, cups represent emotions. Jennifer, yes. Page, knight, queen, and king. Yeah, so that's what you'll get in the tarot. However, in a set of playing cards, it is knight, queen, king.
Yes.
Without the
No,
page.
Jack, Queen, King.
Right, okay, that's fine.
Really?
You can tell I didn't play cards, eh?
You play more poker.
I play tarot. I don't play poker. So yeah, with the cups cards, cups represent emotions. I'm not going to go too much into detail because we will run out of time, so I don't want to go too much into detail about all of the meanings of all of the cards because there's so much to learn about them. Swords, they represent our thinking, our mental thoughts, thinking, thought patterns, mental clarity, all of that stuff. Pentacles, these represent your health, wealth, and finances. So it's not always your money. Some of it is your wealth. Some of it is, your health, your prosperity, all of that kind of stuff. And then Wands represent building for the future, putting down firm foundations in your life. So with these, if you think about when you are, pulling a spread of cards for someone, if you have got, like, just say, the Tower card and the Sun card that come from the major arcana, and then you have got your two cards that come from the minor arcana, which are cups. This would tell me that there's an extremely emotional situation that's going on with someone, and it's all to do with their spiritual self. Does that make sense? So that would be like your overview of it. And it is more complicated than that, because you have to look at the ways that the cards lie, where they lie, all of that kind of stuff. But that is the basic of it. So what's your thoughts on the minor arcana, folks? Roxanne, you're saying yes, you're starting to get it now. Fantastic. It's really good. Danielle, I think my cards are intuitive and tell you what you want to know. Sometimes the messages are scary, but it is to prepare you. Or, sorry, Del Bell. So if it is that you're not using tarot cards, Del Bell, and you're using oracle cards or angel cards or something different, then you could potentially be reading them intuitively. However, the tarot, you can use your intuition with some parts of it, but there's real structure and real meaning to the cards. Liz is saying that she's understanding it better. Fantastic, Liz. Jen, I'm thinking I should probably get my cards out and have a proper look. Yeah, perhaps. Yvonne, I am starting to get it too. You've explained this really well. Thank you, Yvonne. Yes, Jennifer. I love it. So you're absolutely right. So the minor arcana cards are given the mechanisms that fuel the major cards. So that is so true. You're working with them to build this picture of where someone is at in their life. You said they're scared to talk about that card. Oh yeah, we'll speak about that card. Yeah. Wend Bailey, it makes sense, but it's putting it all together. It is putting it all together, and that is the skill that comes from it. It's hard when you're starting out with tarot. It's really hard to try and put everything together. However, the more you practice, the more you work with the cards, the more you work with understanding the major cards and what plane they sit on, and understanding what the overall meaning of the minor cards are, you can really start to build a better picture. Louise, I honestly got my oracle cards better once I sussed the tarot inside and out. Yeah, honestly, see if you can master the tarot, you can master any other set of cards. And yeah, Susie, you're right. The minor cards do tell their own little story, and they are like little versions of the major. They really are. So you've got like the Two of Cups, which is part of the minor, which is the Lover's card in the minor tarot. So exciting. Anyway, so we want to speak about these two, why?
Ten of Swords.
Yep.
Like, but then you've got the Ten of Cups, which is like, whoa! And it's like for the cards people find.
Oh yeah. So Gina's just pointed out as well that these are two cards that terrify her.
Well, no, one of them.
Or terrify people.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Not
Gina.
both of them. One of them's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got issues if the other one terrifies me.
Jennifer, I find that writing it out helps while learning. I started a tarot journal. Yeah, and that's the way that we teach the tarot as well. See, when we're teaching tarot, we get people to write down the meanings of the cards so they absorb the information better. So yeah, the card, two of the cards that scare people is this one. And this is the 10 of Swords. Honestly, see, when people see the 10 of Swords, they're like, oh my God.
Yeah, but it does look awful.
Yeah, and it does look scary, right? I've honestly heard some tarot readers, sitting with people and they go, oh, 10 of Swords, I wouldn't trust him. You're like, no! That's not what it should be. So the 10 of Swords, this is about your thinking. It's all about what's going on up here. So, it's potentially, depending on the situation, this could be like, oh my God, I don't ever want to get in that place again where I've been hurt. However, in the background here, you see the clear water. So even though we're seeing this image of someone like stabbed in the back, you're also seeing the clear water there, and the skies are starting to clear. So, it's not a bad card. This is perhaps looking at something and thinking, right, I'm not going to let that happen to me again. Let's move past that. But again, I'm not going to go into the overall meanings of the cards. But you can see where when someone's having a tarot reading, it can be a real emotional journey. Like, they're looking at these cards that you're choosing or that you're turning, and they're like, oh my God. And then you've got this, which is the 10 of Cups, which is the total opposite. This is like, complete material success, and everything feels happy and wonderful and amazing. And remember, this is all to do with your emotions and your emotional state. So, it might not perhaps be something that's going on. However, if I was to say, right, okay, let's just say Gina has chosen the Death card as her major card, right? So, this is the end of a way of thinking. Gina is moving past something that's felt difficult and quite massive in her mind. And then the second card that comes out is the 10 of Swords. So because the Death card exists on the mental plane, and because the Swords card is all about your thinking, this would tell me that it's all in her head.
Usually is.
But it is. This is all in your head, And I wouldn't say that to someone, because that's not a nice thing to say to someone. It's all in your head, the way you feel. What I would say is, maybe you need some more thinking around that. Maybe you need some more clarity around this situation. Do you get that? And then the 10 of Cups. And this is like, lovely emotional situations, things that feel positive and worthwhile and wonderful as a result of having to go through all of this crap. Yeah. So you can see where you can really start to knit it together, and it becomes a really wonderful story. And it can actually give someone wonderful perspective over their life. And the tarot cards, they should never be used to predict, which is important, because what tarot should be able to do is give you like a snapshot of your life. Yeah. So I always say that if you think of your tarot cards like someone's just taking a picture of your life, that's what your tarot cards are telling you on that day. That's what it is. And the reader, any good reader, should be able to give you a structured, accomplished, wonderful story of where you are at and the things that you need to do that are already in your thinking and your mind and your heart and your soul of how you're going to get that story to turn out. It will give you a projected outcome as well with a future card, a projected outcome based on that snapshot. But if you change it, the cards change too.
Free will.
100%. Because everybody has free will, just as Gina said there. Make sense? I like that. So what's your thoughts on that, guys? share with me in the comments. Let me know.
Jennifer says there's no bad cards. It's all about perspective.
100%, Jennifer. There is no bad cards. It is all about perspective. However, that is for you guys. In the eyes of the tarot reader, there is no bad cards. If you've got someone who's coming to you and they're at potentially a very vulnerable space in their life, because usually when someone comes for a reading with you, whether that be a friend or a family member or whatever that is, they're probably at a turning point in their life, a point of crisis where they feel that they have no option but to get some spiritual guidance. And if you're turning over cards that are seen like, the death card, the devil card, the tower card, all of these big, massive, life-changing cards, that person could potentially see these cards and be absolutely terrified by that. Now, it's your job and your responsibility as a tarot reader to be able to interpret those cards and to be able to explain those cards with their correct meanings so that people are then able to walk away from that experience feeling like they've got the tools that they need to be able to go out there and tackle whatever situation it is that's going on full on with confidence, love, understanding, and yeah, makes sense. And it is a big responsibility, 100%. Louise is saying there, I need to grab that comment. You get what you need to know, not always what you want to know. And that's true, right? However, now I know Louise, so I know that Louise would work responsibly. However, can you imagine someone going for a reading and they haven't been given the explanation of the cards, and they're like, oh my God, right, I feel like a wee bit overwhelmed by all this. And then the tarot reader says, you get what you need to know, not always what you want.
Okay.
That person's then greeting,
Yeah.
and it actually could send someone into a downward spiral. And that's where, any person out there, and I'm not going to go into massive detail with this, but it's part of something, a huge big part of what we train, and it's a massive responsibility, and that is when you are working with people in a spiritual capacity, you're working with potentially very vulnerable people. So it is very, very important that you are working from a good place and that you're able to recognize when people need a little bit more than a reading, and when you can actually step away from that and say, do you know what, today's not about a reading, today's about giving you a little bit of help and a little bit of support. Because you should be able to establish that within the first 2 or 3 minutes that someone's not in the best place for spiritual guidance. And ethics, Jennifer, you're absolutely right. It's very, very, very true. So now I want to show you something nice, exciting. And this is vodka.
That's why you're happy all the time.
I know. Everybody wonders why I'm always happy. It's the vodka. It's really no, it's actually water.
So it's water.
Okay, so the next part I want to explain to you guys is all about how to do yourself a wee 3-card reading. And I want you to get your major cards and your minor cards and go and squish them all together. Yeah? And give them a shuffle. Let's do some tarot ASMR. You ready? Oh!
That's not it. That's something very different.
Do macaroni with the chicken strips. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm having a bit of fun. So yeah.
I can't take you anywhere.
Throw all those cards together, all right? Give them a good shuffle. Sorry. It's the vodka. It is the vodka.
I need to smell what you're drinking.
Roxanne, cheers. So once you've shuffled your cards, all right, what I want you to do is I want you to fan them out either in your hand or on the table in front of you. And then I would love you to choose 3 cards. So that one's just like dancing at me. And always, there's never any secrets in the tarot, right? So always flip your cards the other way around. Would you believe that the tarot, the major arcana means the big secrets, the minor arcana means the little secrets. However, we didn't want to go down that road. However, there should never be any secrets when you're sitting reading someone. So, first one, then take another card, and then another. So, I have got 3 cards in front of me. I've got one on the left, I have got one in the middle, and I have got one on the side, the other side. So they look like this as I am sitting with them in front of me. Yep. So I've got the High Priestess, the Wands, 4 of Wands, and I've got the Chariot card. So you don't have to ask the cards any questions when you're shuffling them if you don't want to. It'll give you what you need to know. And what you can do is you can shuffle with intent, or you can choose with intent, or you can just think about whatever it is that you want to know before. Gina's just throwing her tarot cards all over the shop.
What am I doing?
So you'll have those 3 cards. They have. So now some people like to read the cards like the past, the present, and the future, going from left to right, or you could do the present question, whatever it is that you're thinking about, influences around that, and then what the projected path will be. So my card, High Priestess, as you see there. Now the High Priestess, where does she sit on the 3 planes? She sits right on the practical plane. So this is about me thinking about the practicalities of things. How am I going to get things done? Also about my connection to the divine, about needing balance to be able to get things done in my life. And I would put this all around my work, because we're at work right now. Then the 4 of Wands. So this is about like having firm foundations, where I want to be, and how I'm going to get there, and lots of celebration around that as well. And then the current trajectory for me, what I would say with the Chariot card is the Chariot card is a card that's not moving. So everybody thinks that the Chariot's moving forward, but it's not. The Sphinxes are sitting in front of the Chariot, stationary. The Chariot's not moving. He's just standing there. And I would say, in order for me to get to where I want to be, I don't need to do anything else. There is things above my head here, thoughts, the stars, lots of things that I could put into place and practice, but I don't need to change too much about what it is I'm trying to achieve. And that's the way that I would perceive that. Yeah. And you can program your cards. So you guys can program your cards to do whatever you want them to do. So for instance, the way that I was looking at that card was the present moment, or what what the question is, influences around it, and then what my trajectory is, what I need to do to move it forward. You guys could be sitting there and saying, for instance, I don't know. Should I look for a new job? Yeah. And that's the question, right? And what do I want to know around that, right? I want to know what my current job is offering me, and I want to know if the grass is greener on the other side. So I choose 3 cards. Current job, or should I leave my job as the answer, yeah, or the question. What's my current job giving me? And then, is the grass greener on the other side? So as I look at these 3 cards, I have got the King of Swords.
I'm just interested to know.
I know, because it's kind of important that I'm here, isn't it?
Yep.
So the King, and you guys can program the cards for anything that you want, but you need to know what the answers are. Yeah, does that make sense? So you need to understand, like, what is it you want to know about that. So for me, current job, what is my current job giving me, and is the grass greener?
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I like stop, start, continues.
Yeah, or stop, start, continue. Yeah, because we spoke about this the other day as well.
Yeah.
So it could be that, you do what Gina does. What do I need to stop? What do I need to start? And what do I need to continue around that question? Yeah. It could be that you do the past, the present, and the future based on what it is that question is. Yeah. Makes sense? So yeah, the King of Swords, I would interpret the King of Swords for me. That is about me just standing my ground, keep doing what I'm doing. The Nine of Pentacles is, things are growing, things are developing the way that we want them to develop, and I just need to keep nurturing. And for me, it's nurturing the amazing team of people that I've got, because they're the most important part of my business, because they look after the customers. I work for my team, and my team work for the customers, and that is just the lifeblood of everything that we do. And then the Wheel of Fortune is the grass greener, and it is the Wheel of Fortune is like whatever it is that I try and achieve, I'll always be successful with it anyway. Look, Susie. No matter what you do, you'll be successful. That's nice. I like that one, Gina. Stop, start, and continue. Stop, start, and continue is a good one, though. Yeah. And self-care too. Yeah, absolutely. And the Wheel of Fortune as well, when I look at that, the Wheel of Fortune is all about the mental plane. So, for me, as I'm looking at those, you have to always take the major arcana into account as well. And I'd look at that saying, actually, is the grass greener on the other side? I think it is. It's really no. Or I think that I could go out there and work 40 hours a week and have a pension and private healthcare and a company car and all the rest of it. But does any of that mean anything to me? No, really. This is what makes me happy. So, yeah, does that make sense? So, only 4 minutes left. What's going on? So, we've got 4 minutes left. So, guys, ask as many questions. This is your question time. Ask as much as you want in the next 3 minutes. And then we're going to tell you about our tarot courses.
Yes, because a couple of people have mentioned. So, yes, we can let you know what our tarot courses are.
Yeah, so a couple of people have mentioned. I'm going to pop our website here as well, so you can just see that scrolling across the screen, which I'm sure you all know it anyway.
Okay, so Jennifer's asking about the tarot courses, so should we just talk about them?
If you want to, yeah, Roy.
Liz just asking if better to just choose 3 cards.
I would say when you're starting out, Liz, just use 3 cards. Just choose 3 cards. and get yourself accustomed to your tarot. You know, really start playing with them, start working with them, start enjoying the cards. Really, I would say. Jennifer, thank you so much for doing this. I've really enjoyed it. How much Tarot Level 1 course? We'll talk about that in a wee second. I'm just going to look at the...
What if the cards are reversed? Does it mean the meanings are the opposite too?
Interesting question. That's a really good question, Claire. So when you're starting to work with the tarot, what I would say is your intention is always absolutely everything. So do you intend to want to read the tarot upside down? And I would say, no, you probably don't, because that part of it maybe frightens you a little bit. So always just flip the cards the other way if they do come out upside down, and read them the right way up. Now, we do speak about reading the tarot reversed in the Tarot Masterclass, which I will talk about. And Facebook user, how do you fancy picking a couple of cards from me around a question I would like answered? Can't seem to get the answer for myself. Aye. Sorry, but we're not doing that on here today. I'm so sorry. But yeah, you could always book in at the shop for a 3-card $9.99 reading with one of the lovely team at the shop. Jennifer, I know what level to start on. Loads of questions. Oh yeah, we will. Oh, is it? Really? Already? That's terrible. What are you all doing to me? Okay. Okay. So our courses are here. So you have got Tarot Level 1, which is a 3-week course. And Tarot Level 1, we have got, here's the details of it. So Tarot Level 1, the early bird price is £79. It starts on the 13th of March. You have got a 1-day workshop. So it's a full day's workshop here in the shop in person. And then you've got 3 Zoom online classes. Yeah. And what that will do is that will teach you how to understand the tarot, the fundamentals of it and how to understand it. Then you've got Tarot Level 2, which is about developing your skill sets. Now, this is a 2-week course, and this one has an early bird offer of £99, and it starts on the 15th of May. I'm just going to change there you go. It starts on the 15th of May, and you have a 1-day workshop, full day, here at the shop. You have 2 Zoom online classes, and then you come back into the shop and you have a 2-hour workshop here in the shop with myself, because it's little old me that teaches you all as well. How good is that? And then we have got the Tarot Masterclass. And the Tarot Masterclasses, we will have a couple of more dates in the year, but these are really for really brushing up your skills in tarot. We'll be developing them all the time as well, to give everybody the best experience. And that is £49 for the Tarot Masterclass.
And if you go to our website, you'll find more details on our homepage, and you can click through and find out more information about each tarot course. So if you head to our webpage, thesoulmanscotland.com, you'll see on the front page Tarot 1, Tarot 2, and Tarot Masterclass. And if you click on whichever one you're interested in, and you'll find out more information.
However, you didn't need to go and do these tarot courses if you really don't want to, right? The one of the things that you could do is come here, and I could give you private 1-to-1 tuition, and it would be £5,000. So if you wanted to, I'm only joking.
No,
Honestly, if you want to understand tarot, I believe that our platform and the way that we work is the best place to learn. And, you know, if it is that you're very serious about working with tarot and you want to do that, then it is a wonderful place to come and learn. However, if you just want to dabble with tarot on your own, I hope that we've given you enough today to be able to just get a wee bit more interested in the tarot and start enjoying working with the tarot and not be scared of it. Leslie, will there be more dates for Tarot One later in the year?
At the end of the year.
Yes, there will. So we'll have autumn dates. So we always have spring dates and autumn dates. We're working smarter now. It's really good. So yeah, that's us done and dusted. I hope that you guys have enjoyed today. Please do let me know in the comments as well, because I actually really, really, really love reading your comments. As long as they're nice. So have you enjoyed today? Yes, you have. You've found it totally amazing. Brilliant. No, thank you so much. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, from my soul to yours, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to the lovely Gina as well, who works blooming hard getting all that information out to you guys. She really does. You know, it's no mean feat sitting there emailing people, pulling everything together. You know,
It's fine.
I know, that is our job. Yeah. However, I am always very, very grateful. And also thank you to the lovely girls who came on, who have already done our tarot courses as well, which is very, very kind of you guys to come on and do that. So yeah, I see loads more questions coming on there, but go on.
Oh, thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Leslie.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Go on to our website and have a wee look at scrolling down the bottom of the page there. Anything, absolutely anything that you guys need to know, it's all scrolling down there. It's all on our website. And yeah. So that's us, done and dusted. 4 minutes over time as well, in true Soul Man style. So take care, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you so much. And I will see you all later. Bye for now. Bye, Gina.
Bye.